You're watching PEGRI TV, Rhode Island's public access channel.
Welcome to another edition of Sci-Fi Journal. This one is for July 2012. Oh my God, the year's passing by. I'm Marc Morisseau. Also hosting the show today are Calvin Watts III and Mr. J. Kingston.
What I actually find interesting about July 2012 is the fact that we're all still here.
I know. What makes you say that?
Well, isn't the world supposed to end this year?
Yes, that's true.
So?
Yeah, but not till December.
Well,
but they've also found another Mayan calendar which goes on another couple of thousand years beyond that one.
Really?
So, yeah. I think they dug it up at like a Club Med or something. Who knows? So.
All right, wonderful. Okay, and as always, we have a lot of stuff to talk to you about this month, and we're going to start off with the wonderful world of movie news. Is something we like to call popcorn previews. Take it away, Jay.
Okay, well, let's jump right into this then. Anybody who was watched this show in the past has no doubt probably remembered that they had a film come out in 2010 called Despicable Me.
Yes,
absolutely.
A lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, and now we've got Despicable Me 2. And it's the sequel, obviously, to the 2010 smash hit film, which did about $540 million worldwide.
Yep.
And starring the voice talents of Steve Carell. And he's back with his minions. And what we've got is just a little teaser for you. This opens up on July 3rd of next year, 2013. So a year from now, this movie will be out. But here's a little trailer for you.
Ba 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 na na, ba 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 na 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 na, ba 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 na na, ba ba na na, ba ba na na, tokari no potatori kani malo manika no tika, ba 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 na na, yo plano fu, la pano no tu, ma banana la kamo pitara mo banana, ba ba na na, potato. Banana tokari no potatori kani malo manika no tika, ba banana.
Oh, Despicable Me.
Okay. Those minions crack me up.
I know. That's the best part of the,
best
part of the movie,
awesome.
I think.
Yeah, definitely. Something special. This is a film that was near and dear to many people's hearts, especially the late Michael Jackson.
Right.
Absolutely loved this film. E.T., the Extra-Terrestrial, 30th anniversary theatrical re-release, starring Henry Thomas and Drew Barrymore in her very first movie role.
Was that the first one?
Yes.
I believe it was her very first movie role.
She was a cutie patootie in that movie.
Yep. And I don't have to explain anything to you about E.T. It's just, if you've got little kids, take them to see it in the big theater. It's so much better in the big theater than on a TV screen. And that's out right now. So let's take a look at that.
One of the most beloved movies of all time.
E.T.
phone home
is now on Blu-ray for the first time.
Oh, God!
Elliot.
E.T. is a masterpiece.
Only little kids can see. Give me a break.
Digitally remastered from 35mm film elements.
To the forest!
With all new 7.1 surround sound. And hours of bonus features.
I'll be right here.
Bring home E.T. the Anniversary Edition on Blu-ray High Def and DVD.
I have a question. Have you seen the trailer for E.T.?
For the new release?
Yes, the new release.
No.
I was just wondering if it was the original theatrical release or if it was the DVD release with the updated stuff.
What kind of updated stuff? I don't remember.
Well, I remember instead of the FBI guys having like shotguns, they gave them walkie-talkies.
Oh, all right.
You know, and there was some other stuff. It really doesn't matter. E.T. is one of those timeless movies, and there's actually going to be a Blu-ray release because it's Paramount's 100th year, and they're releasing all of their top movies that haven't been on Blu-ray for the first time, and I believe E.T. is scheduled for October.
Oh, cool. You know, interesting thing about E.T. was you watch that movie and you think about all the technology that we have today compared to then. Like if that movie had been made today, you'd be having people snapping E.T.'s picture with cell phones and all this other stuff compared to then.
And it's really funny what that movie single-handedly did for a lot of people. I mean, it kick-started Drew Barrymore's career.
Yep.
For the longest time, it was the #1 movie of all time. Single-handedly survived and revived Reese's Pieces, which had come out a few months ago.
Right.
And it was on the verge of going down because nobody was using it, but because, and if you actually read the E.T. novelization, it was M&M's, but for whatever reason, the licensing fell through at the last minute, so they decided to use Reese's Pieces, and the rest is history.
Yeah, that's right. That's pretty cool. Good stuff.
Okay. Next we have The House at the End of the Street. It's a suspense thriller in the horror genre.
All right.
And
is it The Last House on the Left?
No, it's The House at the End of the Street.
Is it The House at the End of the Cul-de-sac?
You guys can really suck it. Anyway.
Is it a dead-end street? Well, it has to be if it's at the end. It
stars Elizabeth Shue.
But I digress. Okay.
And Jennifer Lawrence.
Yep.
Elizabeth Shue, of course, was from Adventures in Babysitting and Leaving Las Vegas, for which she received an Academy Award nomination.
Oh.
And The Saint. She did The Saint as well.
Karate Kid.
The movie.
The Karate Kid.
She did The Karate Kid,
Right.
Jennifer Lawrence was in X-Men First Class.
Yes.
And most recently in The Hunger Games.
Yes.
And she's a little cutie. And this is a suspense
She's
thriller.
a little cutie. She's a little cutie.
Yep.
All right, she's a big cutie, but she's a cutie.
Oh, she's a cutie. Suspense thriller about a house where some murders had taken place years before. And Elizabeth Shue and her daughter Jennifer Lawrence move into a house, and lo and behold, they get the house really cheaply because of the other house where the murders took place, and mysterious goings-on, and there's appearances of people in the woods on and off and stuff like that. So it's one of those types of movies. Suspense thriller, for those of you who like a good edge-of-your-seat movie, this looks pretty promising.
Okay.
And that is out on September 21st.
Nice.
Let's take a look.
Hey, do you need a ride?
No, I'm fine. This is my driveway.
No, it's not. You just moved in on Sycamore Lane. I live next door.
You're Ryan Jacobson.
Yeah.
Your parents got killed. I'm sorry. I know that people were talking about it.
It's okay. That's all anybody can think around me anyways.
You know, that house is the reason why we can even afford to rent this house.
What exactly happened again?
The daughter of Carrie Ann killed both her parents.
What happened to Carrie Ann?
She drowned in the dam.
But the rumor is, you can see her in the woods
freak finally decided to show up.
Ryan's had a tough life.
He's really sweet and sad, and he's all by himself in this big house.
I do not want the two of you to be alone in his house. Can you respect that? Ryan?
Oh my God.
Hey, this is Alyssa, so I'll leave a message.
Anyone out there?
Alyssa!
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah. And finally, we have Looper. You heard it right, Looper, like people making loops.
Yep.
And this is a time travel thriller. It's from a future where time travel has been invented but is forbidden.
Well, like, no kidding. All right.
And what it is they've got a man, Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
Yep.
who is sent back into the past 30 years, and he acts as a hitman for the mob.
Oh,
so they
all
yank
right.
people out of the future, send them back to the past, and kill them
Right.
in the past, and it's the perfect way to get rid of them.
So it's a sequel to Time Cop.
And
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
there's one little problem that develops when Joseph Gordon-Levitt discovers that one of the people that's sent back to the past that he has to kill is himself.
Uh-oh.
The future self, who is played by Bruce Willis. The movie also stars Emily Blunt, and that's a lot of eye candy. And this one comes
All right.
out September 28th of this year, and it looks promising.
All right.
So let's take a look at that.
Time travel has not yet been invented, but 30 years from now, it will have been. I am one of many specialized assassins in our present called loopers. So when criminal organizations in the future need someone gone, they zap him back to me, and I eliminate the target from the future.
Ooh la la.
Loopers are well paid. We live the good life. And the only rule is never let your target escape. Even if your target is you.
I'm gonna fix this! I'm gonna find him! I'm gonna kill him!
This time travel crap just fries your brain like an egg.
Nice to see Bruce Willis doing some more stuff, too.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of stuff lately.
Mhm.
He's in that latest Expendables 2.
Yep.
He's in that. And
He would have been in the G.I. Joe movie that was supposed to come out in 2 weeks. but
I know,
now
I was
got
just going to
pushed
say,
back
they
to
push,
next year.
they push it to January, and there's all sorts of rumors as to why they're doing that.
It's actually pushed back until March.
Of 2013.
And one of the rumors that I have heard is because of The Rock going back into wrestling, It's going to come out right around the time that the next WrestleMania comes out. So,
so it's
a good cross promotion, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it is called show business after all, people, so you know why things happen that way. So that's all I've got for popcorn previews for this month.
Okay.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
And now it's time for lots of people's favorite segment on the show. I'm not going to say everyone because Calvin gets upset every time we say everybody's favorite segment. But a lot of people like, well, a few. There's a couple of guys in prison who write them letters. Anyway, it's time for...
And he responds, too. Okay.
He does. It's time for...
I answer all my fan mail.
Game Over with your host, Calvin Watts III. Calvin?
You know, I really have nothing to say. So I will mention I actually took the time to go see Battleship in the theater.
Yeah, I heard.
Did. And you know, I really liked it.
Was it good? Yeah.
2 hours of total mindless, brainless candy.
Popcorn.
I mean, yeah, big time popcorn film. There isn't anything more of a popcorn film than this because
put your brain in neutral.
Totally disbelievable, but a lot of fun.
Right.
If you can go see it in the theater, I highly recommend it.
And it's got a genuine war hero.
Yes.
In the movie too.
Yes, which was actually really cool. Okay, let's get the DVD news out of the way. Do you realize that as we're taping, it is June 9th?
Yep.
And the Ghost Riders Spirit of Vengeance movie came out in like the end of February.
Right.
And John Carter was what, the beginning of March, middle of March?
Beginning of March, yep.
And both of them are now available on home video.
That's right.
Man, times are just, it's really starting to get crazy, the times of, you know, from theatrical release to home video release, and it's just crazy.
Well, the studios have to recoup their losses.
Oh yeah, no, and it's getting better or worse depending on how you look at it. I know Prometheus opened this weekend.
Right.
Amazon was actually running a promotion. If you pre-ordered the DVD Blu-ray last week, the first like 5,000 would get like a ticket to go see the movie.
Oh, give me a break.
I mean, it's just crazy. But anyway,
Amazon, greedy Amazon bastards. That's what it is.
So those movies are available now. If you haven't missed them, or if you have missed them and you want to see them, you can go and get them.
Yeah. Ghost Rider, no thank you.
Don't mince your words, Mark. Tell us how you really feel.
But the other one, John Carter was actually a pretty decent movie.
I enjoyed it.
It just did not get promoted the way it should have.
No, it did not get promoted well. But
so, yeah. So that really killed Disney until the Avengers, which we had reported last month was tentatively scheduled for September, and it looks like that date is going to hold.
That's good.
And yes,
I was just going to say, speaking of the Avengers. This is funny. Justin, my son Justin, just got back from his honeymoon in Disney World, and some of the pictures that he was showing us of his trip, they've got the Avengers plastered all over the monorails down at Disney.
Right.
But they have absolutely no merchandising for anything Avengers connected in the Disney parks, because that licensing is owned by Universal Studios.
Right, because they have the Universal Studios theme parks.
But if you go into a Disney store, like in the malls or anything, you'll find Marvel merchandise in there. They have
right, because Disney owns Marvel.
Right.
Right.
But Universal is going to hang on to that licensing as long as they possibly can.
Right, yeah, because I've got the Spider-Man ride and all that other stuff.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, that'll take away one of their islands of adventure if they have to give that up.
So if you feel like spending an inordinate amount of money into September, in addition to your standard DVD and Blu-ray and 3D Blu-ray and all sorts of combos, you can get Avengers Assembled, which is a massive 10-disc set of every previous Marvel movie that's been associated with the Avengers. So that would be Iron Man 1 and 2, Captain America, Thor, and the Incredible Hulk, along with the Avengers movie. All sorts of extra stuff, special packaging.
Now, which Hulk?
The Edward Norton one, not the original one.
Right, okay.
Yeah, because that's the one that ties into the Avengers movie.
Right.
So if you want to spend a ton of money, you can look for that. So that is just awesome. Let's do some fun stuff first before we get into the not so fun
Well, it's about time, because, man, I was getting bored.
No kidding.
No.
So as we talk, E3 just wrapped up.
Right.
And I'm really hoping to have a special E3 segment where we go into stuff with a lot more detail. But I want to mention a couple of things really quick.
All right.
Halo 4 looks incredible.
Does it look good?
It really does. Haven't really seen any of the multiplayer stuff, the single player stuff.
Does it look good?
I'm very hopeful for this the series that the direction the series is going in.
Yep.
To correct myself there. It looks like 343 Studios has really treated the licensing with the care that it needs to. So I have high hopes. But if you don't believe me, we have a little trailer. So check this out.
It's been 4 years since the end of the war. And today we send forth a vessel designed for battle, but now repurposed for peace. Home to 17,000 of our best, our brightest. This is the culmination of human achievement. For the first time in a generation, we commission a UNSC starship meant not to wage war, but to peacefully advance the cause of mankind through the discovery of new worlds.
Chief! There!
This is the captain of the UNSC Infinity. Unknown entity has seized control of our ship. We're without power. We're on a collision course with an unidentified foe on the planet.
Track its descent.
Marking. Impact predicted 77.8 kilometers due north. You know where he's heading?
Same place we are.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. That looks fun, and I'm sure that'll take up plenty of gaming hours for me. One of the other big news to come out of E3 is that there's going to be another Gears of War game, except this one is going to be a prequel set a little bit after the Locust emergence day. So no, it'll be 4. It's actually called Gears of War Judgment, and it stars the 2 secondary characters from the Gears movies, Damon Beard and the Coltrane. So it looks really cool. We'll have a little bit more on this in the upcoming months. And the other thing, I really want to go into this more into detail, but I just wanted to mention that Nintendo showcased the Wii Plus, which is their new system coming out this year.
U?
The Wii U.
The Wii U.
I say the Wii Plus, but yeah, it's the Wii U. It was the Wii Plus, now it's the Wii U.
Right.
And it's really gotten mixed
because
reviews.
they took the Wii system and they're kind of like pushing that aside. They're introducing this Wii U system instead. Okay.
Right, which and it'll still have some motion control, but you basically have like a tablet in front of you that'll act as its own console.
That's your gamepad.
And stuff, and they showcased a lot of games, and some of the games do look really well.
Right.
But they haven't announced pricing, and I think that's going to be a really big issue, because depending on what technology they have in this tablet, you know, in addition to the console, what exactly are you dealing with? And with us being in the U.S. being in a recession, I don't know how well it's going to go. And I don't think you can capture lightning in a bottle twice. The reason why the Wii did so well is because it was easy to use.
Yep.
Anybody could pick it up.
Yeah.
It didn't matter if you were 5 or 80.
Yeah, senior citizen centers across the country use those things.
Yep.
Crazy.
They
do.
To this day.
Nursing homes and such. Yeah.
And that's a really great thing.
Don't ask me how I know. Okay.
I'm just wondering how it's going to do. But again, when I give E3 and the stuff that's come out the respect it deserves, I will go through that. The reason why I'm not talking about E3 in greater detail this month is because we have to continue with the saga of what is left of 38 Studios.
I know.
Yes?
Governor Chafee's going to take the building and clean the whole thing out and grow lots of pot plants inside.
So people can get medical marijuana.
And he's going to hide lots of federal offenders in there, too, so they can't be taken out.
That's right.
Put other places.
That's right.
In fact, he's going to use the federal offense people to grow the marijuana.
There you go. Now, so you're not going to cover Xbox, Microsoft or anything right now. You're just going to do that later? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, the E3 stuff will be I'm looking at next month's show.
Yeah, that's good.
So.
All right.
Yeah, the 38 Studios, I mean, obviously set here in Rhode Island, which we talked a little bit about in detail last month. Since that taping, they have filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, which is total liquidation. There's so much stuff coming out now. There could be criminal indictments coming because they're investigating the possibility that 38 Studios borrowed money from a bank, specifically Bank Rhode Island, that they were banking on something to do with tax credits that they knew or weren't guaranteed they were going to get, but they told Bank of Rhode Island that they were. There's so much more information coming out, and it's just really sad how this has just collapsed.
Yeah.
And we talked about this massive. There's so much misinformation and non-truths and stuff coming out. So I wanted to give a little bit of good news and then my own personal take of what's going to happen. A little bit of good news is that Big Huge Games, which was the affiliated site that 38 Studios owned down in Delaware.
Right.
Now, they were their own studio for a number of years, and they were in danger of closing before, but they've actually put out games. And Epic Games, the people behind the Gears of War franchise, they're the ones who ended up taking it over. They hired most of their people, and now they have a new Delaware division. It's actually called like Epic Baltimore, which is really cool. So a lot of those people got hired on. And they're actually the people that helped develop the Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning game that came out earlier this year. They were the ones behind the engine. So, because when 38 Studios bought them out, they already had this game in development, and what they did was they took the Amalur universe and just pasted it onto the game.
Right.
And so I'm glad that at least some people have gotten rehired and they've gotten out of that. But that brings me to my other point. On Governor Chasey, I mean, there have been reports coming out that the 38 Studios assets could be worth tens of millions of dollars, and there's been a report that the Kingdoms of Amalur IP could be worth as much as $20 million. And I do not think that's the case.
No.
Specifically for the reasons I just mentioned before, big, huge games, they were the people that actually made the engine and the stuff behind MLR. The MLR was developed by 38 Studios and the visionaries like R.A. Salvatore, Todd McFarlane and stuff, and then put into that engine. So if you don't have those visionaries anymore working on that universe, and that's the whole thing with Project Copernicus was set in that universe, but they were creating in the universe. It's not like you're taking Star Wars and just posting it onto a game. It's a whole brand new thing. There's no books to fall back on or anything else. So unless they actually went and get, I know they were developing a sequel, I mean, you'd be talking about spending the money to actually get the rights to that sequel, get the engine, get all this other stuff. And I just don't think it's going to be as much as what the governor is hoping it's going to be.
Yeah.
But we will stay on top of this, and you know, the more news that comes out,
as the stomach turns, the saga continues.
We will let you know.
Which is too bad, because the worst thing about this too is that you had all these very talented people moving to Rhode Island to spend money and raise families and all this stuff, and now, poof, it's all gone. They're up, they're gone, they're moved on to other things. You know, all that potential that could have stayed in the state is gone. Sucks. Anyways.
So
it really does. I mean, we need these talented young people to actually stay in the state, and they're moving out in droves. It's like
talented young people. Huh?
Yeah.
Maybe they should have started a Kickstarter to help save 38 Studios.
That would have helped too.
Which leads into my next thing, which I think is really cool. Now, you guys know how much I like pinball.
Yes.
We've talked about that in the past. There's Pinball FX2, which are
Pinball
available
Wizard
on the different platforms, and they have all the Marvel tables. And we talked about a couple of months ago about the Pinball Arcade coming out, which was like all the licensed tables that they had from the 80s and the 90s, like the actual original tables like Funhouse and Black Hole and so on and so forth. Well, a lot of people have asked about the licensed tables, because some of the best pinball machines that have come out over the years were licensed stuff, like Star Wars, Star Trek The Next Generation, that sort of stuff. Well, the licensing to actually license those particular machines is not cheap. So Farsight Studios, which are the people behind the Pinball Arcade, decided to do a Kickstarter for the Twilight Zone, which is one of the most requested pinball machines of all time. It's very fun to play.
The old Rod Serling 1960s, right?
And it was going to cost, I forget the actual amount, but somewhere around like $60,000, $70,000 to license the thing. So they started a Kickstarter project, and they actually came up with the money for it.
Good.
And I think it was a really cool how they did. And there's all sorts of different incentives if you help donate money, which the least of which is you could get the table on a platform of your choice. So that's really cool. So it looks like the Twilight Zone pinball machine will be coming out.
Nice.
And as of this time, there's 8 days left to go into Kickstarter, and if they can raise another $43,000, they will have Star Trek Next Generation come out as a pinball machine. I had a lot of fun with that, so hopefully
is that the one with the little plastic shuttle crap that was in there too? Yeah, I remember that.
I'm really hoping that'll come out. So
okay.
The only other thing I got to talk about, and I'll talk about it briefly, and we'll talk about it in toys and props, is my bold summer gaming plan.
That's right. We will after this month, we will never see Calvin until September.
So I have a ton of games that I need to catch up on. And one of the things that I plan on playing is Lego Batman 2 DC.
Yeah, that looks like fun.
Like
ton of games you need to put ketchup on?
No.
Play game.
Okay. Sorry.
You need new batteries in that hearing aid.
What?
We'll talk about that in toys props. That's all I got.
You need new. Okay.
Hi, it's James for Sci-Fi Journal. I'm jumping into the show here this month because I couldn't make it to the shoot. So here I am. I just want to talk to you about what you might have just seen. It was a promo for ConnectiCon. ConnectiCon's going to be in Hartford on July 13th through the 15th weekend. We're going to be there on the 14th to shoot our show, and hopefully we'll meet some of you out there. Come by and say hi to us if you see us. And also, coming up next, I've got a little trailer for you from the Harry Potter world. Yes, fans are making their own Harry Potter stories, you know, completely separate from everything that happened in England and Hogwarts. This is set in New York City after the last Wizarding War. It's Auror's tales. Auror's tales. The Aurors are like the cops of the Wizarding world. Harry's parents were Aurors, and the whole Order of the Phoenix, they were all Aurors. It's kind of hard to say the word Aurors because it's A-U-R-O-R-S. But this trailer looks awesome. They've been writing scripts. They're working on the series. It'll be the good guys versus the bad guys. And it's going to be pretty cool. I'm helping support this, and I know a lot of other Harry Potter fans are helping to support this. You know, it's like all the other fan-made films. There's Star Wars fan films, and there's a contest every summer for the Star Wars best Star Wars fan film at the San Diego Comic-Con. They usually present those, and George Lucas even gets involved. He's all for it. And there's also Star Trek fan films. There's the whole New Voyages Phase 2 stuff that's like Season 4 of Star Trek, the original series. They even have their own bridge set, and they film it up in upstate New York. There's other fan films like USS Farragut down in the DC, Virginia, Maryland area. They're still working on shows and on creating episodes for the USS Farragut. And there's a whole bunch out there. You know, there's fan fiction, there's one outlet, there's not too many fandoms have music. Harry Potter has Wizard Rock. There's a few Star Trek bands out there. If you've ever seen Trekkies 2, that's one to check out, and it's worth watching. You know, as we go along, people are still going to be making their own fan films with the simple use of video cameras like the one I'm using today, but I happen to be in the studio. You know, check out what you can do, you know, in your hometown. Maybe you can produce something like a fan-made film. So anyway, here, check out Auror's Tales.
From this day on, you are an Auror. Do us proud.
You should have followed orders. I know what I'm doing.
You are a fool. And you will lose everything.
Great, sounds good. Okay, let's move on to the wonderful world of television, which usually stinks during the summer, but I have some things to say anyway. Which
Is that what that smell is?
Right. That we call Toob News. Here we go. Need my glasses. I have some Star Wars TV show news, which is interesting. There is a name for the much anticipated Star Wars TV show. They want to call it Star Wars Underworld. And rumors have the show taking place miles below the city planet of Coruscant. And it's set during the Star Wars A New Hope timeline, so Darth Vader's still around. The developers also say they have about 50 scripts ready to go when the project hits a green light. The only problem is it's slated more for adults than for kids. It's not for the 8 to 9-year-old boys. It's more like Deadwood in space, is how they're describing it. So it's a more adult look at the Star Wars universe. There's a whole galaxy filled with smugglers, rogues, killers that need to be explored. So we won't be getting this show anytime soon, but when we do, it looks like it's going to be really good. Should be a lot of fun.
If we get it.
If we get it, yeah. Who knows? And let's see, NBC is putting together a show called Mockingbird Lane, which is a remake of The Munsters with a more serious look. And several cast members have been announced for Bryan Singer's version of The Munsters. They've cast Jerry O'Connell as Herman Munster. Okay. They have Eddie Izzard as Grandpa Sam Dracula. They've got Charity Wakefield as Marilyn.
Okay.
All right. They have Mason Cook as Eddie Munster. Mason Cook's a little kid who was in the Spy Kids movies.
Oh, okay.
He did one of those. That's how you know him. And then there's possibly an actress by the name of Mariana Clavino as Lily Munster if her contract with the producers of Devious Maid can be renegotiated. She's got this ABC show that ABC moved to Lifetime that she's contracted for, and if they can buy her out, she can be on this Munster show, but if not, they're going to have to cast somebody else. So we'll wait. It's supposed to be a more serious look version of the Munsters. And Bryan Singer, did he do like Superman Return? He did X-Men.
He did the X-Men and X-Men 2, and yes, he also did the Superman Returns reboot, which wasn't bad.
It was okay. I liked it. It was good. So we'll see what happens with Mockingbird Lane. Oh well. Doctor Who, the filming of the new season of Doctor Who is underway, and rumor has it that the new companion, played by Jenna Louise Coleman, is named, drumroll please. That was lame. Thank you. Clara.
Clara?
Clara.
All that for Clara?
Boy, talk about a letdown. I'm
no
serious.
Kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing wrong with the name Clara, but I mean, for a drum roll, I expect something, you know, like...
okay, Miss Clara.
I expected something like Ophelia Derriere,
yeah.
Or, you know.
Don't even go there. Yeah. Thank God it was a different D that you talked about. All right, Sci-Fi Channel TV news for July. The finale of Eureka will be on Monday, July 16th. That was a good show. I enjoyed it. Okay. And the new season of Warehouse 13 begins on Monday, July 23rd, as well as Alphas. That second season of Alphas will premiere on July 23rd as well. We also have to mention in passing Ray Bradbury, who died on June 6th at the age of 91.
The godfather of modern science fiction.
Yep. What do you want to say about him, Jay?
I can't say enough about the man. He was one of my favorite writers. He was extremely prolific. He was extremely intelligent.
Do you have a favorite book out of all of them?
Oh, I love Fahrenheit 451, but I also love The Illustrated Man.
Yep.
I think those are my two favorites.
He wrote, I read one of his short story compilations once. He had a whole bunch of different short stories that I enjoyed. I can't pick out one in particular, but those are pretty good. Didn't he also write for Twilight Zone? Did he do some Twilight Zone stuff?
He did a couple of Twilight Zone episodes, I believe. And he also worked with John Huston on some particular movie and hated the experience so much that he swore he'd never work with John Huston again.
Oh, well.
He had some choice words for him, but he was an absolutely brilliant man.
Yep.
From what I understand, pretty much sharp as a tack until the day he passed.
Right.
And always thinking, always creating. And I just remember his TV show that he had on for a short time.
Yep.
Ray Bradbury's Science Fiction Theater.
Yep, that was pretty good.
That was
so
a lot
of
great.
fun. And he was one of those writers where, oh, Ray Bradbury, and you think he's going to be around forever.
Yeah.
You know?
Because he's like everybody's grandfather.
Right.
You know? Yeah. You always thought he was going to be, well, like Isaac Asimov. Everybody, when Isaac died, everybody went, what?
Yeah.
You know? And
yep. And the only good side, if there is a good side to this, is that hopefully people will recognize how good he is, and if you haven't read any Bradbury, they'll start picking up those books.
Oh, no doubt they'll have a re-release of golden editions of, golden anniversary editions of Ray Bradbury stories. And
yeah, wasn't somebody working on a Fahrenheit 451 sequel, a remake of that movie?
I believe so.
Remake, yes.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll go through with that as well. But all right, rest in peace, Ray Bradbury. And the only other thing I have for TV news is the CW, I announced a couple of months ago, has a new Green Arrow television series coming out called Arrow. And they finally released a promo clip, which we have for you. So let's take a look.
Stranded here for 5 years. For 5 years, I've had only one thought, one goal: survive.
Oliver Queen is alive, found in the North China Sea 5 days ago.
You died. My brother and my father died. I went to your funerals.
You can survive this. Make it better. Right my wrongs.
What happened to you on that island?
A lot.
The city's gone to crap. Your dad sold his factory just in time.
I am returning. Not the boy who was shipwrecked, but the man who will bring justice to those who have poisoned my city. My father left me with a list of names. Those who rule my city through intimidation and fear. Every last one of them will wish I had died on that island.
He was wearing a hood, a green hood, and he had a bow and arrow.
Probably put out an APB on Robin Hood.
Did your father survive that accident? Did he make it to the island? Did he tell you anything?
He told me I'm gonna kill you.
He's here!
All units converge!
It looks like Starling City has a guardian angel.
Tell me you saw that.
Nobody can know my secret.
And that's all I have this month for...
I got one additional thing.
That's not all we have this month for...
Just to mention very quickly that another famous actor, Richard Dawson, also just passed away.
It's time to start running.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's his sci-fi connection was from Running Man.
Yep.
And yeah, I hated him in The Running Man.
You were supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, he really made you hate his guts. And of course, I remember him from being on Hogan's Heroes.
Hogan's Heroes.
Growing up and kissing all the women on
that was one of my Family
Feud.
Yeah, my favorite programs was Hogan's Heroes.
Oh, I loved that too.
Yep.
And people also forget that he was a regular on Match Game.
Yep.
For years
Yes,
and years.
that's right.
So,
yep.
Rest in peace, Richard Dawson.
That's right. Okay, and that's it. That's all I have for Tube News this month. All right, let's go on to a segment we like to call Toys, Props, and Other
Stuff, sir.
where we point to the wonderful world of collectibles and we talks about them. All right, go ahead. What's up first? Calvin.
Okay, so here are two of my Xbox games, Dead Space and LA Noire. You are awful. I mention this because I actually have a summer gaming plan. Right now, my Xbox gamer score is sitting at around like 96.5.
You have a gaming plan until your wife tells you she needs all this crap done around the house.
Oh no, there'll be stuff done around the house.
There goes your gaming plan, buddy.
All of the titles that you see here are part of my summer gaming plan.
All right.
There are 9 games that you will see in the course of Toys, Props, and Video Games.
Yeah.
And I'm also including Lego Batman 2, which comes out in a couple of weeks,
right.
and I want to complete that
Call
game.
me in 3 weeks, let me know what happens.
So these are two of the games that I want to play. And don't get me wrong, the games that I'm showing, I have played somewhat, so some of them are in various stages of finishedness, for lack of a better
So
term.
you're not a guy who starts a game, finishes all up, and then moves on to another one? You play,
I am,
games
but sometimes things get in the way.
Well, see,
Life.
This is coming from the guy who's still stuck in the flood on Halo 1.
We'll see. So those are the two of the games that I'm going to be playing.
I can't get out.
Right. So use a shotgun.
I'm trying. I ran out of ammo.
Use the shotgun. Use the pistol.
I'm going to shoot that floating ball. That thing bothers the crap out of me. All right, go ahead.
I wouldn't do that.
All right.
So those are two of the games that I'm going to be working on.
Dead Space is an awesome game. Have you ever seen the movies, the cartoons based on that franchise?
No, because I want to finish the game so I can go back and watch
But it doesn't.
the movie.
It doesn't spoil it.
Yeah, it's. I know it's kind of like a prequel.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm waiting. So all right, over here are 4 of the other games that I need to work on. I've been on I don't know why, but I've been on a Harry Potter kick ever since.
A Lego Harry Potter kick?
No, just a Harry Potter completely.
Right.
Books. I started watching Lego Potter and the Deathly Lego Potter. Oh my God, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows.
Right.
And I really gotten into that.
Yep.
And so
I think it's James. Just
I don't know.
Have you explored that website that she's got? Was it Pottermore? Is that the name?
No,
of it?
I have not.
Okay, I haven't seen it either.
But I probably should.
Yeah.
But I started picking up Lego Harry Potter. 1 through 4 again.
Right.
And so with the imminent release of Lego Batman 2, I figured I might as well get all my Lego Harry Potter out of the way. So I'm going to finish this and then work on 5 through 7, which I just picked up.
Right.
And then my fix will be done.
Nice.
Hopefully.
Let's see a combination of Lego Harry Potter and Lego Batman.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, that would be interesting.
Yep. All right.
Like Harry Potter comes in and zaps Robin, gets rid of Robin, and now Harry Potter is the Robin to Batman. And when the Joker starts to get the upper hand, he just says, Avada Kedavra,
and turns him into a rat.
Yeah.
No, that's the killing spell.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God, I'm such a geek.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
This is dying quickly.
Sorry.
All right, here we go.
Sir.
So 2 of the other games that I'm going to be working on, I'm almost done with Portal 2. I think I'm on like the last section, so I need to go back and finish that. And then Assassin's Creed Revelations, with Assassin's Creed 3 coming out this fall, and it looks like it's one of the games that's actually going to meet its release date.
Yep.
So
that takes place during the Revolutionary War.
Yes.
That looks cool.
Awesome.
That
so
looks
I've got to
awesome.
finish this game before I
And you can
tackle
play
that.
a female assassin in that one too.
And in the very center of the table,
there we go. Thank you.
Off to the left, we have a compendium of cartoons by artist Gahan Wilson, who was famous for doing cartoons in Playboy and in Omni and in several other publications over the years. He just recently passed away a few years ago.
Did he?
Yeah, he was an artist guest of honor, I believe, at Boscone one year.
That's nice.
And very nice guy, very bizarre sense of humor. He's the forerunner to all those cartoons like The Far Side and all of those. Adam, did you say that this was his Playboy collection? Yeah. Okay, this is the Playboy cartoon collection that he had. And
so you read it for the articles and the cartoons.
But no, he was quite a strange guy. Like think like Charles Addams and Edward Gorey type of stuff.
Yep. Cool. Okay. All right. What else we got?
And we finish up with Halo Anniversary with Halo 4 looming on the horizon. I need to go back and finish the remake of the game that actually started it all. So I think I'm stuck on the first level. I was doing fine. I was all set to go into it, and then Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 ended up taking over my life.
Right.
So I've done a lot of gaming with that. Who knows if I'm going to actually even get to finish all these games. So I'm hoping. So I'll keep us updated as the summer rolls along. And see
progress report on your gaming.
Progress report on my gaming.
Sounds good. Okay, if you would like to get in touch with us, we have a website. It's www.risfc.org. We also have a presence on Facebook, and we have a YouTube channel. So if you have friends who can't catch Rhode Island Public Access to watch the show, point them over to our YouTube channel. They can watch the show there. Check the end credits also for more information about how to get in touch with us. And watch for us at the movies in Rhode Island, because we're going to be watching movies all summer long. A lot of fun. All right, that's going to be it for this July 2012 edition of Sci-Fi Journal. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next month.
You're welcome, sir.
Bye. Oh, Jesus.
It's almost like a Harvey Fine. I just want to be loved. Is that so wrong?
Is that so wrong? I just want to be loved. What's wrong with that?